everyone, welcome to a new Scratch tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to build a simple clock in just 5 minutes. So let's get started. First, upload a clock backdrop. The bigger it, the better. Note that if it's too small, it'll get pixelated once you try to resize it. I already have one here, and once you have your clock image, you just resize it so that it fits the screen. Preferably the entire screen, because the clock is the only thing we're doing today. Okay, now delete the scratch cat because we don't need him today. And create a new costume and call it Hour Hand. Now zoom in because we need to zoom in for this and make it black. And make a small thin rectangle. And make it short. You can adjust the size how you want, but remember that there'll be 2 new hands after this that have to be bigger, so don't make it too big. Now do not center. If you center it, when it rotates, it'll do this, which is not what we want at all. Instead of making it so that the center of the hour hand rotates, what you have to do is make it so that it rotates around the bottom. So make it so that the bottom of the hour hand is in the center. Now when we rotate it, it rotates like this, which is what we want. Okay, now do when green flag clicked, go to 0, 0, then drag out a new forever loop. Whoops, I accidentally deleted it. Drag out a new forever loop, and then point in direction 90, and then you have to turn a number of degrees. How many degrees? Well, do current hour mod 12. This figures out the number of hours since midnight or noon. If it's already past noon, it'll figure out the amount of hours since noon, because when dividing by 12, it'll find the remainder, the amount of hours since noon. And if it's not past noon yet, then it'll find the amount of hours past midnight. Because a number below 12 will have the remainder of itself when divided by 12. Okay. Also add current minute divided by 60. The reasoning is, if we're 3/4 through or 45 minutes past 6:45, we should not just display 6 as the hour, but 6.75. Okay, this is the number of hours, but for each hour, we need to turn 30 degrees. The reasoning is there are 12 big hour numbers and 360 degrees. 360 divided by 12 is 30. Now put that into the forever loop, and as you can see, it points between the 9 and the 10, which is correct because for my time right now is 9:17. But if your time is different, it'll just rotate to that position. Next, duplicate the sprite and call the new duplicated sprite minute hand. This one will be a bit longer than the hour hand, and it'll be gray. So extend it a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, and now make it gray. You don't actually need these exact colors, but it'll just make it a bit easier if you have these colors. So, make it current now instead, no mod 12, no mod block. Just make it instead current minute plus current second divided by 60. However, instead multiply by 6. The reason 6 now, because now there are 60 minute tick marks. 60 minute tick marks, not 12. And 360 divided by 60 is 6. As you can see, now it is pointing very close to the 4, but between the 18 and 19. Which makes sense because my time right now is 19. Or 9:18, which is supposed to be between 9:18 and 9:19. Now duplicate it again to make a second hand. Except this time we're going to make it even longer and red. Once again, these colors are just arbitrary. You can select whatever you want to make it how you like. But these are just some stuff I've decided to choose because I just like the colors black, gray, and red for a clock. Okay, now instead this time, we only do current second. The reason is there's no current millisecond block that we can add to, so remove all these complicated addition and division symbols. Just do current second divided by 6 because there's also 60 second ticks. And as you can see, the second hand ticks pretty fast, and that's supposed to happen. Once it hits, and as you can see right now, my time is somewhere between the seconds of 35 and 45, and as you can see, it's going to hit 45 eventually. And it does exactly match up with your computer time, or whatever time it is in your area. And that's it. However, for fun, you can just add a clock ticking sound effect, which Scratch has in its sound library. So we can just do that just to make it look a bit more lifelike of a clock. And now we have a clock ticking sound effect just to add more clock theme to this project. And there's a lot more stuff you can do to add to this. For example, you can make the hands more colorful. You can make a different sound effect perhaps by downloading one that sounds a bit better and is a bit slower than this one. You can change the volume of the clock ticking. You can do many things actually. I don't know, maybe even add different clock sprites to make it change this so that you can change the style of the clock. I don't know. Use your imagination. You can build whatever you want in Scratch. Feel free to add anything to this and even remix it if you want. I've actually shared it. But for this video, we're not going to add any more because for the sake of time, this is already quite a long video. But until then, but I'm making a calendar project soon, so keep your eyes out for that. But until then, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss a single tutorial.